All right. Here we are in the preamble. The least fun bit of the show, where we say out loud, clearly and distinctly, that we are aware we are being surveilled. Do not like it, did not ask for it. It is incredibly draining. If someone's making money off of it, it sure as hell isn't us. And we want it to fucking stop. If you're in a position to help us with that goal, we have an email at joyandsolace@gmail.com. We are on the Fediverse at eternalseptember at thick.horse. And we have a Discord, which is Joyous Amalgamation. That's all I have to say about it right now. I'm going to hit the music, and after that, we'll play the game. How about that? ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all those who do not feel represented by an oppressive gender binary, hello and welcome. I'm the Reverend September Tech. You're whoever the hell you are, for better for worse. I just had a shower. I'm feeling good about that. And we're going to play more fucking Talos Principle today. I found a thing. It is more accurate to say that Remy found the thing for me. I'm very happy for that. It's the exact thing I wanted. It's a hint guide for the gold stars so that I can at least know where they are without it being a full-on spoiler of this is what you do step by step. So for the ones that we don't have any idea where they even fucking are, we can see those. And for the ones that we're having some significant difficulties with, I can at least get a hint to see whether or not I'm on the right track or completely the way off the rails. So let's jump into it. Content warnings. Although I don't need to give a lot for Talos Principle. It is a puzzle game involving laser arrays and fans and boxes, and sometimes turrets and balls that explode when you get too near to them. So not non-violence, but hopefully it will be kept to a minimum. I'm going to do my best to not be shot by turrets or exploded by balls that get too near that explode when you get too near to them. What the fuck else? The Talos Principle is also a game that hums around with philosophical concepts. Some of them I personally disagree with, but I'm just gonna lay them out and give content warnings for them as appropriate. I'll also be talking a bit about how I feel about those philosophical concepts, and I'm not going to make an apology for that. But I'm letting you know that's a thing that's going to happen. Speaking of warnings for myself, I'm a strange person who occasionally makes weird sex jokes or speaks frankly about my trauma. And if that's not your vibe, that's okay. If you find that's something you're comfortable hanging around with, I'm happy to have you here. Thanks for showing up. If you're here specifically to mock that, I don't know. Tell Kaylin I said hey. Let him know that it's not a friendly hey. It's a warning hey. All right, Talos Principle. Let's lower that. Double click the things. And hit the button so that you can see these startups. Here we go. As brought to you by Crow Team and Devolver. And let's just jump into it. So I had said that I was gonna look around on my off time to try and figure out how to do the complicated puzzle in here, where I need to somehow send the lasers out through a window into the main area and back. I didn't do that, and as a result, I'm going to skip over this puzzle for the time being, and it's the last one in the area, so we're just going to go back to the puzzle hub. It's going to go right across the way into C2. And see what's in here. Again, the C bunker, where A bunker was very Grecian-inspired, and B bunker was very Egyptian-inspired. This is clearly very like Middle Ages Europe, with stone castles and this sort of cathedral-looking structure over here. But there is also the regular stuff from here, so let's go ahead and check out the terminal. Loading locally cached resources. Family.html. For those of you who have faithfully followed this blog for the last 5 years, I just wanted to give you one final update. I'm going to spend my remaining time with my family. Yeah, I know. There are probably 50 plus posts about all the problems I've had with them, but in the end, they are my family. They're the people I grew up with, the people I care about, the people I love. Sure, they annoy the hell out of me. They've said awful things to me, and I've said awful things to them, but that doesn't change who we are. In fact, if we didn't care about each other, this stuff wouldn't upset us. Do I still think they were wrong? Yeah, absolutely. Would I behave differently if I thought we all still had a lot of time? Definitely. But we don't. So, I'd rather spend a couple of weeks sitting on the porch with my parents and sisters than being angry and alone. Besides, it's not like we're going to fight about my job prospects anymore. If you can, try to make peace with those you love. It's your last chance. Thanks for reading. Must be nice. Lastdays.email. From Alan Jameson, Institute for Applied Noematics, to Fran, subject last days. You know what the oddest thing is about all this? We're not constantly fighting, having nervous breakdowns, screaming at each other. We're actually really polite and focused. We spend most of our time debating the nature of humanity and how we can best succeed at probably the most ambitious thing anyone's ever tried, like it was completely normal, like that's just how people are. I feel like we've turned into Star Trek characters or something. I guess, what's the point of doing anything else? Getting angry isn't going to help, but I didn't expect to feel like this at all. And you know what? It's awesome. Many greetings and good luck, Alan. P.S. Love from George. I'm not going to get into it, even though I fucking alluded to it up top, but issues with our family are slightly more irreconcilable. The short wall. Oh, this is the first puzzle room where we have access to whatever that thing is that we... Oh, here it is. Platform. Platform can be used to carry something on it. We can pick it up and hold it above our heads. We can set it down. We have a note. What does it matter that I scribble my contempt on these walls if I'm still surrounded by them? Dog. Huh, okay. I think I see it. So... we have the platform that we can hold above our head, and it can be used to have something carried on it. And we also have a recording device. So clearly, the thing that we are meant to be carrying on it is ourselves. So, how do we do that? There's a platform over here, and presumably we can't just, like, have our ghost come over here, hold the platform up, and walk across here, because there's this little gate here that has a portcullis. that is presumably tall enough that it'll knock us off if we try to just walk through here. But we could get our ghost to stand here and then bring us over to the low wall, the titular low wall. Step our real body onto there. The ghost comes around and picks us up over here, transports us the rest of the way, and we just jump right over that barrier. Alright, so we pick this up, stand here for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then walk over here to this platform, 2, 3, move around to the other side, 2, 3, then walk forward over to the barrier, and jump off. Right. Now we rush ourselves over here. We stand on the thing. Yep. Platform carries us along. Our ghost comes over here. We jump on this side. We get carried over to where the barrier is. And to Terminal. We have so fucking many of these red shapes at this point. We can probably get a really good amount of the way up the tower if we wanted to do that right now. But no, let's finish up the rest of this. In here, a ditch and a fence. Okay. So inside the room, it's another one of those rare rooms that has a purple membrane inside of it, so we can't take any stuff past here. But there's very clearly a way around it, because there's like a little passageway over here. That's where we can use a hint if we want to use a hint, but I don't. Okay, so there's the Tetromino very clearly. It's behind this barrier that's locked by a blue receiver. We can see the blue emitter over there. And we have access to all of our pieces, which is to say a recording device, a platform, a hexahedron, and a connector. If we put... Okay. I was wondering if we put the connector on top of the hexahedron, can we carry both of them at the same time? But no, picking up the boxodon does cause the connector to fall off of it. So what I think we need to do is just like, so what there is here is a ditch. It's a little stairway leading down into nothing, but this spot here, it absolutely would put us at the correct height for another us to stack stuff on top of the platform we're holding. So let's do that. So what we do is just grab our ghost. We start the recording device, have our platform, and just stand here for, oh, I don't know, let's call it 15 seconds. Really make sure we have enough time for ourselves. Sure. And then walk up. And then just stand here, out in the open for another, I don't know how long this receiver is going to take to trigger, so... let's let it get to 40. Sure. I'll put the platform down, and... no, that's not how I do that. So, with the box on top of our ghost platform, we connect the connector to the two things we needed to, and put that on top of the box, which is on top of the platform, which is being held by our ghost. Eventually, our ghost will move up, and still not be tall enough to make that work, huh? We need just a little bit more space. Harumph. Thought we had it. Right, so what do we do? Fill the squatter? Yeah, okay. Hey, Fib. Good to see you. We are still putting together various environmental puzzles. I hope that you're having a good day. How do I make that, like, just a little bit taller? Oh, okay. How I make that taller is I have the ghost stand on the ghost of the box. And that'll give me just a little bit more height. Yeah, that's how I do that. Oh, well, first of all, I'll leave the box over here. And we do basically the same thing we just did, except instead of standing out in the open, we stand on top of a box out in the open for a little while. Record, pick up platform. Wait here for a bit. Enough time to get the rest of the stuff set up. Alright, then come out, go stand on top of this box for, what, another 15 seconds? And that should be enough. Alright, now our ghost does all those things. We put the real box and the real-time box and connector on top of the ghost platform. Ghost dust goes and stands on top of the ghost box, giving us just that little bit extra height. Yeah, there we go. And now we do that.
Your wisdom grows, but be wary of temptation.
Where, temptation to what, motherfucker? Alright, so there is a gold star back here, obviously. And I think that fence is low enough that if we just put a box down, Or get a platform in there. Then we can just sort of jump over that fence. But as it is, I'm not certain how we can do that. Is there another way to get a blue laser in here such that we can open up that gate by itself? It doesn't look like it. All these walls are pretty tall, and I don't see any immediate way to relay a fucking a connector into here. So clearly we'll need to do basically everything we just did in order to get the gate open. But after that, we'll need to figure out how to, because the platform is something that we can get in there, because we won't have to, we just use the ghost platform in order to get the thing on. So we can take the real-time platform in there, but what do we do with it after we do that? Like, we could carry it through that passageway out into here, but that doesn't do much for us. If we were standing on the platform, could we hop over this fence and get around to the gold star that way? No, I think that's too high to jump over. And we can't carry the box out here either. But I think this area does go like all the way around. So maybe that is the answer? No, there's a way to check this like real quick. Let's go forward and platform here for like 5 seconds. And then just like bring it over here. Because I think that's the same height. And if we can jump over it from here, we can jump over it from the other side too. And no, we can just sort of... We can just sort of barely not make it. That is the same height, right? Not a little shorter on this side. It is, like, significantly shorter on that side. So, like, yeah, that should be able to work. We just need to figure out how to do that. So the core part of it is that we need to be able to get the real-time platform in, like, we need to have our ghost holding the real-time platform in here. So that we can stand on top of it and, like, walk around. And I don't know how we can do that, because we can't carry stuff out through the membrane. Can the ghost carry stuff out through the membrane? No, it wouldn't be able to, because if we hit record, then we'd just be recording ourselves doing that exact same thing. And then the ghost would also do that exact same thing, because that's how that works. Is there a way to open this gate from the other side that I missed? Let's check that. Means I gotta, like, do this and get back into the thing. But that's fine. I don't actually have to wait that long. And remember to stand on the box. Huh. We'll go ahead and do that. Connect and connect. Do that. And you go stand on the thing, and that's wonderful. No, I can't even carry the fucking, I can't even carry the platform through here. Because there's another purple membrane on the other side of the barrier. We'll come back to this. Let's go do other more different puzzles. I have like a piece of that idea, and unfortunately I need more of it. Oh, hey, this wall's quite low. I wonder if I can jump over this if I can just get a platform out here. I'll put a pin in that too. Can't go in the cathedral. Can go into the cathedral. Apparently, you just walk right through the door.
Money. 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 I'm rich. Money. Money, money, money. Woo-hoo.
Is that Fork Parker? Yeah, that's Fork Parker.
Ooh, money. Rich, rich.
So this is Devolver Digital's fake CEO, Fork Parker.
Money. Money. I'm rich. Money. Money, money,
Good.
money. Woohoo! Yeehaw!
Good. I'm glad we saw that. Let's have a look at these notes on the wall. Questions. Suppose everything here serves a precise role in some grand scheme. How would we explain that? From Sheep. It's obviously like a digital time capsule, an electric library of all the crazy stuff the humans ever did, left behind to warn other species to stay well away. Nietzsche 91. Nietzsche spelled Neatchee. So what happened to them? Sheep. Same thing that happens to everyone. They existed and then they didn't, and they probably wouldn't do it all over again. Nietzsche. Oop. More paint. Let's put a message on the wall. I solved this one in about 20 seconds. Get on with it. We all meander around this labyrinth trying to solve its puzzles, but we must remember that no matter how far any one of us progresses, we all remain equal. Sometimes you have to find the courage to break down the barriers with an axe. And the rest of this is stuff we've already seen. I like break down the barriers with an axe. But then I would. We can't get into that side of the cathedral, apparently, although there's a note on the wall. Elohim is inconsistent. I don't trust him. Yes, man. Alright, let's jump into this. Cemetery. Okay. Well, that's where the Tetromino is on the other side of that gate that we can't open, because it's not a gate, it's just a fence. Here's a barrier, locked off by a red receiver. Oh, here's some buzzers. Glad to see you, buzzers. And we have a connector. Do we have another connector? No, we do not. Oh, but we do have a hexahedron. That's almost as good. We'll just go ahead and place that down there to stop that particular buzzer. And we connect those to that. And put it right down here in the path of this buzzer so it won't, it won't actually break that line. You just get in here nice and easy. But that doesn't help, because there's nothing in, oh, yes there is. There's another connector in here. So let's go ahead and connect that connector and open that other gate. And we just make right for the Tetromino. That felt too easy. I kind of feel like it wanted me to do a different thing. Yeah, there's this other receiver over here that didn't involve at all. But I mean, we can open that just as easily by doing the same thing the other way. Let's just... take our hexahedron and lock the buzzer with it. grab our secondary connector over here. And use it to connect that to that. And I'm going to have to finagle just a little bit to thread that needle, but the needle's perfectly threaded. And there's like a whole other box back here. So that's fun. Just a whole spare box. Can I use this box in some sort of very fancy way? In order to maybe liberate one of these puzzle pieces from the area. It doesn't look like it. These walls look pretty high. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just, like, sequence broke the puzzle. That's fine. I think it expected me to, like, use that box to, like, do the thing that I made this other connector do. To keep the buzzers from breaking line of sight on the laser, but I did it more economical. Proud of myself just a little bit. Oh, I didn't put together that statue, did I? I'll do that when we go back to finish up that last puzzle in Hub 1. In the meantime, let's do this. Rapunzel. So we have this open area with a couple of barriers locked off by buttons. We have nothing to press the buttons with. There's also this ladder. So let's go ahead and climb that. Okay, here's where the Tetramino is. Behind two barriers that are themselves each controlled by a button on the ground. So we need to figure out some way to get two button pressy objects up here. And on the other side of this wall, there's these two boxes. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay, well, we can use one of these boxes to open this barrier and get the boxes out into the main zone out here. And we can open this barrier where there's a platform and a recorder. So I think what we do is get thee to a nunnery. We get the ghost ring platform over here. We set it down there. And I think we put a box on top of it and then stand on the other box. So that we can be tall enough to actually put one of the boxes up there. But then we can't get two boxes over there, can we? Or, I suppose that doesn't matter, since we have a recording device, we can just record ourselves putting the box on the first button and then use the recording device to... and then once our ghost goes and does that, we can use the real-time box to hit the second button. Hang on, let me just fucking do it and see if it works. I'm gonna have to stand down here for a long time. Oh, I had a oh aha moment a second ago. It's like this bit, the bit where we record ourselves doing things to set up a more useful game state for ourselves. That's good. Puzzle design reflecting narrative design. It feeds into the stuff that Alexandra has been saying in her voice notes about becoming part of a project that like helps other people along. Alright. So I'm just gonna stand here for some amount of time, because while Ghost Me is standing here waiting to be loaded, Real-Time Me needs to go over and grab that box, put it on top of this platform, and then grab the box that's on top of the button over there, and grab it and stand on top of the box that I put on top of this platform. I'd say that's probably enough time. Then we just walk over here, where hopefully I'll have done enough things that I can actually put the box up there. If this works the way I think it should. And then and this is important because we need to be able to do this again, come in here and put the platform down and wait just a little while, because once we turn this off, then we won't be able to access the box that needs to go on the button. Alright. So let me activate my zoom button to the best of my ability. Stand on top of that. And then here in just a little while, Ghost House is going to walk over to there. Just any second now. And no. Am I supposed to? Okay, I see how I fucked this up. So I don't need to put the two boxes on top of there and ride it over, although I guess I could. I need to stack the two boxes on top of each other and then climb the ladder so that I can reach down and pull one of the boxes up. Because I'm still too low to be able to put the box on top of the ledge, but from the ledge I should be the boxes should be tall enough that I can lift one up. It's basically exactly the same thing, just on a different one. So we record that, grab the platform, stand over here for slightly less time than I did previously, because I took a little extra time. We'll call it 30 seconds. Then go and stand over here. Give our real-time self time to climb the ladder and turn around and grab one of the boxes and put the box on the ledge and maybe walk all the way over there, put the box on the button just for safety. And now we walk back in here, put the platform down. I might as well just ride it over there, why not? Partly because I think I might still be too low, but that's okay, because I left myself all that extra time if I have to jump down and climb the ladder, in fact. Nope, got it. And... Motherfucker. I cannot believe that. I am very frustrated by this turn of events. I can't believe that jumping off of that box caused one of the boxes to fall off the fucking stack. That's entirely frustrating. Because I had it. That was the correct way to do things. Let's just do it again. I'll just climb the ladder this time. It'll be easy.
When the truth will not reveal itself,
no, I've got it,
perhaps
Elohim.
it is best to seek it in another place.
No, I figured it out. I've just messed up my micro a little bit. This is on you and your fucking physics engine. All the fucking voices in the sky, you're doing it wrong. Are you gonna tell me how to do it right, or are you just gonna sit there being a piece of shit? I'm willing to bet the answer is the second one. Did I forget to go stand over here in my ghost form? Did I just go right back to the thing because I was angry? Yeah, I sure did, and I need to get in there before that breaks, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get that box out. Okay. One more time. I'm just taking a couple of deep breaths for myself while I stand here. Okay, now we walk over here to the ladder. Alright, now we walk it all the way back. put down the thing. Hit the light. Okay, so at least I know it wasn't me getting too rambunctious with the boxes that caused it to fall off. It's in fact just getting too close to that wall. Alright, one more time. And this time we don't get so close to the wall. Set everything up to the very best of our ability. Hit record, grab the thing, run over here, stand for a little while. Call it 15 seconds this time. Stand over here at the fucking 40. Okay. So, should be the last time I have to do this. I just need to do it slightly quick. And I need to take that top hexahedron the second it comes over here to make sure it doesn't fall off. There we go. I don't actually need to do any bullshit with the box. I actually don't need to do anything with the recorder at all. I just need to sit here and record the game state such that the box is on the Switch. Just put it at 25. That should be fine enough. Then we run back over here. Go up the ladder. Take the box off of that switch. Put it on this switch. And grab our tetrometer. There we go. Nice and easy. For my own sake, let's take the box out of the cage. So it can do it just fine. Again, looking around to see if there's any fancy tricks we can do to get some stuff out of here, but it doesn't look like it. And is that all of these? Yeah, that's all of those. Let's have another look at here with the ditch and the fence. So it feels like we won't be able to... It just kind of feels like we aren't able to extract any of the stuff from here. Or actually... Okay, there's that little space over there. in between the barrier and the membrane. That if we put ourselves on top of the platform, then we'd be able to jump over it and then maybe drag the platform with us. The problem with that is that if we do that, then like we won't be able to have the connector and box set up in order to like open up the gate in the first place. So that's a no-go. Can I just jump over that barrier? I just like stand on top of that and come over there. You just hop over the barrier wholesale. What if I take the box with me? Oop, no, I cannot do that. Can I stand on top of the thing? Like, not really. It looks like it's flat, but it doesn't want me standing on top of it, which makes sense, I guess. Because that little bit of extra elevation would, in fact, just let me put the thing on top of the other thing and then not have to deal with all the rest of this. I think that if I put the box on top of the platform, and I can stand on top of the box, on top of the platform, on top of my ghost, then I can jump over this. But then I can't, like, carry the box with me. Like, the only thing I can reasonably carry is the platform, and that doesn't help me get over that little hump over there. I don't think. Let me try. The platform, just sit down here with it. Or actually, let's use the ghost box instead. Come down here. Stand here long enough for real-time me to grab the box, and then stand on top of the thing. And I come over here, hop up to this box. Real-time me jumps over the barrier with the box, possibly landing on the other side of that thing. Who knows? That's what we're testing. So that's probably long enough. Okay. I think the opening between the barrier and the top of that archway is just, like, not going to be enough. Yeah, it's not large enough to let me over that. You dastards, you thought of everything. Alright. I'm going to leave this alone for now, and we'll head back to the center and check out Hub 3. Probably somewhere in the last couple streams of this, I'm gonna do a big, like, cleanup
Before the age of chaos,
Oh my fucking
there
God.
were other gods.
I don't
Old
care.
gods.
I don't care.
But for all their power, they could not save their world.
That's great.
Thus, I was made. And I shall preserve this world forever, for you and your generations. That is my purpose.
Yeah, and wow, are you so terribly afraid to not have a fucking purpose anymore? There's a DLC for this, which I'm not going to play because it's not available on Epic for some reason. I'm playing this on the Epic Store. Called Road to Gehenna, which is about, I guess we'll call them candidates, other entities that have gone through the puzzle dungeons that were deemed unsuitable, that have developed sort of their own society underneath all this. You get a little bit of it in Talos Principle 2, which again I'm going to play at some point. In the meantime, here's a voice log. Or should I say a voice cog, because there's a cog in this. Or is it a gear? The difference between a cog and a gear is that one of them has a hole in the middle and the other doesn't. I can never remember which. I think this is a gear.
Sometimes I worry that the answers I embrace are too simple. Can we ever truly fully understand the divide between our biology and our intellect? How much is nature? How much is nurture? If my intellectual capabilities and my knowledge were replicated in a machine, would that machine be me? Would it be human? And what would be more humbling to my ego? If the answer was yes, or if the answer was no? What if I'm making too many assumptions? But there's no time to worry about my ego now. There's work to be done.
Alrighty, let's have a look at the terminal. Locally cached resources, post 437.html. Like everyone else on the internet these last days, I just wanted to say bye, and thanks for reading my little blog for so many years. It's been fun, hasn't it? So many deep conversations, so much philosophy. Oh, okay, it was mostly cat pictures and bad puns, but still, I kind of regret spending so much time at the computer. Not when I was doing stuff, just all the sitting around, checking my emails a million times, reading pointless status updates by people I didn't like. But I don't regret the friends I made here, or the laughs we had. You're all good people, and I'm glad I got to know you. Have a nice end of the world. 12 comments, which we do not have access to. Third thesis.txt. Idea for a universal history with a cosmopolitan purpose. It remains strange that the earlier generations seem to perform their toilsome labor only for the sake of the later ones, to construct for them a step from which they can raise higher the edifice that nature intended. And only the latest of all generations have the luck to inhabit the edifice that a long line of their ancestors unintentionally constructed. There is a shit ton of hex code ending with the quote date 1784 CE from Immanuel Kant. As puzzling as this may be, it is equally necessary if one assumes the following. A species of animal possesses reason, and must develop this capacity to its perfection, being individually mortal, but immortal in species. Humblebrag.html. Ariana's blog, entry 477. Holy humble brag, Batman. I've always known that God maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and unjust alike. From Matthew 5:45. But I must admit, it's one thing to know the words and another to truly understand them. Though I'm certain that my faith is true, that does not make me special or exempt from suffering. I'm just another human being, and God has seen billions of us come and go. And I have to say, this is surprisingly hard to accept. I always thought that I was humble, but now I'm realizing that I was very proud of being humble, which is really dumb. I guess I'm not the first one to do that, huh? Tags: regret, pride, faith, humble brag, apology, Batman. This one's a nice change. There's snow. I was about to say we haven't seen snow, but we absolutely have. Because the bunker outside is like in Antarctica. Jammer quarantine. So, what do we have? Where's our tetrometer? I can't even see it from here, but I presume that it's... Oh, it's back here. Okay, there's a barrier in front of it that we can't see whatsoever, but we get to it by going around this way, I guess. Through this barrier that's controlled by a button, and that barrier that's controlled by a blue laser emitter. Over here's another barrier with a connector behind it. Over here's another barrier with a box behind it. Here's a thing with a fan. Oh, there's the blue emitter. And then over here, behind a purple membrane, there's a jammer, presumably in quarantine. But there's windows out, so we can jam stuff from here. So let's just open that. Go ahead and grab the connector out from behind there. And let's go ahead and do that. And go ahead and take the hexahedron out from behind there. And just for fun, let's go ahead and jam that one open. So that we can come over here and see the rest of this. Well, hang on, we can do this way. Let's grab that boxahedron. A whole box full of one hedron. Or perhaps many hedrons. I guess I don't know how many hedrons put in a box like that. Jam that other gate back there, and we can at least extract the connector from behind there. And then back over here is the tetrahedron. It's behind a barrier with a blue emitter behind it. So, here's how I think we do this. Take our box and put it on top of that. Then we'll grab this connector and connect it to there and up there to activate the fan. And connect it to the emitter, obviously. Huh. I thought that would... Oh. Okay. I almost had it. The fan needed to have a switch flipped also. It needs the switch and the emitter, but that's whatever. I did it. It's fine. And that we have another connector available to us, so we can get take it over here. And there we go. Oh, a little bit further back than that. But we can absolutely use it to hit the connector that's up in the air. And there we go. I think there were some notes that I didn't check before. Yeah, over here. It seems my refusal to argue semantics with the computer has angered it, and it refuses to engage with me further. Elohim is pleased, which is not my intention. Sheep. Hey there, PWV TV. It's good to see you. We saw that you followed sometime overnight, presumably. We went and had a look at your fundraiser. We didn't stop in for long because we had other stuff we needed doing. But I'm glad to see you. Happy that you brought your raiding party over. We're playing the Talos Principle, a game about philosophy and environmental puzzles, not necessarily in that order. Elohim is pleased because you swallowed his claptrap. The voice of doubt is your only line of defense. Dog. Let's, before we jump into the next puzzle room, just sort of explore the area real quick. So how are y'all doing? Hope you had a good time with your movies. You go in there, but I don't want to go in there just yet. Want to keep looking around at stuff. Oh, I could probably jump over to there and get myself absolutely stuck behind that barrier. That's a decision I could make. Oversharing like a motherfucker. This is also my path. Familiar with it. I do a content warning up at the top of the stream specifically for that reason. Yeah, I think there's not anything else of particular interest in the courtyard, so let's just... I'll tell you what, let's walk over here. Across the... rope bridge over to this one that's over off by itself. Big stairs, little stairs. It's like the autistic ADHD trying a romance. Listen, I'm of the opinion that if you're going to be spending a lot of time with someone, they should know what you're about. I have a lot of thoughts about the way that, like, courtship, for want of a word that doesn't make me sound like a Bond villain, is the kind of this deception game. But I don't want to dive into that right now because I'm trying to focus on this one. Okay, so we have some barriers with stuff behind them, so let's extricate all the things we can. We'll just detach this fan and use it to press down buttons. So we can get this box out of the corner. We can't get this box from behind its barrier because it's locked by a laser receiver. We can't do anything with that because we need a blue laser receiver in order to be able to do anything with that. Oh, here's another one. Okay, so we can get in here. We can't do anything with it. There's another box up on top of there. Which, we have a box. I suppose I can just use that to sort of pyramid myself up there and climb. Nope. That's not tall enough to get me up there either. Alright, and what about out this way? This is just where the blue emitter is. And we don't have a connector anywhere either. Okay. Okay. There's another box up here. Alright, so that's where the tetromino is. And it's locked behind a red laser receiver, which means we need to somehow drag a red laser all the way out here. We need, like, even one connector in order to be able to do that. I'm not seeing any. Like, there's another box behind there, but we need a laser in order to do anything with that. There's another box back there. But again, we'll need a connector or a jammer in order to be able to, like, activate that. Hang on, let's activate the fans. Let's put the boxes on top of fans and see how that does. Where the hell does this go? Up onto there, presumably. Okay, hang on. Let's go ahead and grab the box real quick. Nope. Just slightly not tall enough. So I guess what we do is put that there, and then go get the other box. Stand on top of this box. There we go. There's our connector. That's what I wanted. And go ahead and take that fan blade and put it down here. So we can get that other box out of there. And that's going to give us enough boxes so that we can actually get up there. I just need to bring them all over there. And use the connector to open that door. That fundy, and I presume you mean fundraiser and not fundamentalist, has been there for a while now. Maybe I should end it. I am of the opinion that fundamentalism generally should be ended. Uh-huh. Can I get that from here? No, not really. Hang on. So put this... Put that on top of there, and then put a box on top of there so I can actually, like, put myself up there. What does that get me? Gives me that. It lets me turn on that thing over there. And, is that gonna make that tall enough to where I can actually, like, do anything with it? Or no? You never know until you try. Allegra's window. They sure did give us a shit ton of boxes. I feel like we don't need all of them. I was wrong, we do need all of them. Okay. That's how we do that. So, we have that up in the air now, and then we just grab these other boxes and just continually add them underneath the first box. So we can raise the connector higher and higher and higher until it actually manages to clear that wall and be able to hit that receiver so that we can go get our Promenade. There it is. Ka-chow. What were you fundraising for? I didn't immediately recognize the organization, and I didn't take the time to look it up. Three little connectors and a fan. My favorite Steve Guttenberg movie. indigenous kids here. You don't have to answer questions if you feel uncomfortable revealing the answers, but do you mind me asking where here is for you? Yeah, true to its word. There's 3 whole connectors. Presumably over here's the fan. That's not a fan, that's a jammer. You lied to me. Hang on. Okay. You just do this. We can connect up both of those. No, not quite. That's sort of it. Hang on, that'll work better if I move this other connector forward. In Australia, which is presumably what you mean when you say down under. No, it doesn't go through the... Yeah, of course it doesn't. That's fine. I'll just use the jammer to get that open. The whole reason we have that jammer. What the hell is over here? Is that the exit point? I like hearing Americans make fun of the Aussie accent when they say that, so that's why I did. I try not to make fun of accents. Everyone's got one. Huh. Yeah, that's wild. There's like a way to get into there, but like there's not actually anything back there. There's just like a tree. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me, because there's like not a Tetramino in here either. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, okay, yeah, I do have to get in there. What the hell activates this fan then? Oh, that, the, up on the wall. That's completely reasonable. If I get that fan up there, I can probably hit both of those connectors. Can I hit all 3 of those connectors? Probably. Ladies, do I have one number right? Okay, I'm gonna try that. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and we learned a different thing. Just gonna keep pulling this jammer as far back as I can, too. Okay, so up there, or actually, can I click this from here? Yes, I can. I think that's not going to make it, but I'm not going to try. There, there, there. And there, it's definitely not going to hit that one. And I did all that and forgot to actually fucking connect it to the emitter. Great. Let's try that again. Except we actually do the thing that makes it all go. Is that all of them, or did I miss one? I think I might have missed this one over here. Yes, I did. Okay. And... oh. Okay. Alright, so let's see what that actually managed to open. Did manage to get this first one. Not this second one. But yes, that third one. And... not this one back here either. That's okay, because we have a lot of spare connectors now, and we can just use those to sort of clean up the path. Like, I'm gonna have to go redo all of that, aren't I? I'm gonna have to go redo all of that, but that's fine, because now, like, if I just pull this one back, I can use it to connect to the one that we put up in the air, and then I can hit that connector and that connector, so it'll open those two gates, and then I use the jammer to open that last one that can't be reached by the rest, I think. Unless there's an easier way to do that, but it sort of doesn't look like it. Okay. So we're gonna grab that. Connect it to Grand Ole over there. Historic over there. Fooled by the black and white photo. The town really looks like that. Okay, we need to pull this jammer back here because I need to be able to get this open because I'm going to have to readjust that. Connector once I get everything up. And I don't think I can get any further into there. Yeah. Take that back with me. use this to connect all the things. Massive amount of things. Alright, there. I might as well not connect it to that one because it's obviously not going to hit that one. That one's already lit up. Is that all of them? Not the one that I need for the laser. Okay. So that. Now we take this one and use it to realize after the big thing. Come out here, jam that open so we can bring this back here. Use it to connect to that. And where are you? That. No, not quite like that. I just missed a step, it's fine. Connect to there, connect to there. How far back do I need to put that before it... Oh, there it is. Hang on. There's the needle. Grab the jammer. Back here, take this back, use it to, oh, no, that's the that's the receiver, not the connector, hang on, there you go, motherfucker, come on, do the thing, there it is. Nope, I have that right. I just need to keep using the jammer like a gate opener. So there we go. Then jam that open, and there we go. Leads us up these steps. We can finally grab our katana now. That one was a little involved. I don't know why that one's dislocating itself every now and again. Fuck it. Instead of that, let's just head off to this final one. I think we'll solve this room and then I'll go take a break. Weather top. I continue to be more of a weather switch. Alright, we have a jammer. Again, quarantined back here. So let's jam open the things we can jam open with them. So this one, there's a couple of launchers that will send things to outside of this room, and a ladder where there's that exact same setup and a connector. So let's go ahead and get the... I was about to say let's get the connector out of there, but that's not what's going to happen. But yeah, no. Need to put that on a box if we want to actually, like, send it over usefully. Alright, so let's jam open the other gate, see what we can get from behind there. There's a connector. And we can use that connector to push a button, get a box. Uh-huh. So here's a barrier that doesn't have a it doesn't have a lock at all. There's no button, there's no laser receiver, it's just a barrier. So presumably we need to jam that open, but it's so far away from where the jammer is quarantined. Well, okay. We can take our... connectors, does that do anything for us? Hang on, I'm sort of, forgotten what's on the other side of this wall real quick. Okay, so we need to get this gate open. Which is locked by a blue receiver, but there's not really a way to get a laser in here whatsoever. Like, even if we were to put one of these connectors on a box and, like, ship it over, then it wouldn't do anything except, like... I guess maybe if we put, because these two launchers are in line with each other, if we just put like a connector on a box over here. Actually, let's just test that. We can test that. Put the box here, and then send it over. Yeehaw. And it does land directly on the other launcher, so presumably if we like put a connector on top of that box and then just sort of found a way to continually send it back and forth. Hang on, we can do that. No, because we can't hit... I don't like that. We can't hit this connector and the emitter with the same, or this receiver with, the same connectors we hit the receiver, the emitter with, because they're both on the other side of this wall, and we can't climb while we're holding things. Or we can, it's just not OSHA approved. I suppose Asimov's oath law of robotics is you should follow all OSHA guidelines. I guess. No, that doesn't work because when we step on the box, it locks us out of this space, so we can't just like put a box on there and then have that go back and forth. Like, we can't ride that box over the wall to be able to, like, pull the connector, do that, and then... Okay, but that does do the thing. So I'm pretty sure the answer is gonna be somehow get a connector on top of this box that's connected to both the emitter and the receiver, and then just have it stay in the air between the two launchers indefinitely. But I'm unsure how we make that happen. Because again, we can't get over there. And then there's this other launcher that just kind of launches stuff out here. I don't think that's a good idea either. Like, I presume that's there so that if you get stuff stuck in here, you can, like, kick it out. Or, hang on. Let's not assume. Let's grab the box and try the thing. Okay, that did send that beyond the wall. Okay, that's what I needed. Alright, so we can place that box down there, and we can liberate this jammer. We use that to grab this box. We can put that down there, and grab this other box from out of there, and now we have two boxes. And so, actually, having two boxes, fuck everything else I was doing. I don't need that. We got the jammer out here. That's what we needed. So we'll actually just get a connector, bring it over there. Grab the connector, use it to keep this gate open. Now we send the jammer over there. Stop that. We send the jammer over there. And rather than getting a laser in here, we just jam that open. That was way easier than I was thinking. Is that all of the puzzles in this hub? I think it is. Let's go look at our signpost. Yeah, looks good. Oh, and the terminal is beeping, so Milton wants to fucking talk to us. I'm Milton. I've decided, on reflection, to ignore the fact that your picture of how the world should work has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. In fact, just in case you do, by some outside chance, prove to be right, I'd like to sign up for the gang. If you're in charge of the Ark, who will be the first aboard when the floods come? What does one have to do to be valued above all others? Be a good person, be a contributing person, be a person, be conscious, be alive, be. Or I don't see how to explain this to you. Your worldview continues to be strapped in the mindset that that there is a shortage, that not everyone can be, that not everyone can be fucking accommodated. And I'm telling you that at least in terms of basic needs, we actually can. I dislike the idea of people being valued above other people. So I'm just gonna hit B. That's ridiculous. The rocks have the same rights as you and I. Do they? Try harder. Alright, how about be alive? So the grass has the same rights in your world as a person does. Is that it? How would that even work? Community service for people who step on the lawn? I think you must have confused the question. Why don't you try again? You're clearly fucking trolling, and I don't see how to explain this to you in a way that won't lead to just you being more of an asshole. I don't see how to explain this to you. But what will really bug you is whether that's because there's no answer or because you weren't thinking outside the box you live in. Let me lay my cards on the table. While it seems prudent to me to hedge my bets, you just haven't made a clear enough proposal for me to buy what you're peddling. There's something about the way you talk that makes me uncomfortable. It'd be for the best if you work out what it is before I do. See ya. Yeah. What makes you uncomfortable is I'm sort of challenging the whole worldview that you have, that some people need to be thrown under the bus. We don't need to throw anyone under the bus, Milton. Alright. That takes us pretty cleanly to the break. So I'm going to go do that. Before I do, I wish to take this opportunity to remind you that Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives and lands matter, the lives of people of color matter, that Palestinian, Sudanese, Congolese, Ukrainian, Iranian lives matter. There are many ways to be in solidarity with your fellow travelers upon this earth, and we like to push for direct mutual aid, as it helps people who are suffering right now suffer less, and people who are suffering less can stand shoulder to shoulder with us that little bit taller. So on my break, I'm going to go to the mutual aid hashtag on my social media and boost whatever needs I can there. I recommend that you take the opportunity to check out mutual aid initiatives in places you operate, both online and in meet space, because the only way we get out of this is through, and the only way we get through this is together. To that end, I've got a new BRB screen, which was part of the stuff we did today, with some links to broad spectrum mutual aid initiatives for Gaza, for Black trans people here in America, and for people in Sudan. I was not able to find a link for mutual aid or charitable initiatives in Congo that I could, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, that I could verify as being like actually useful. So hey, if you're out there and you know of links to an organization like that, a charitable or a grassroots mutual aid organization that is helping out folks in the Democratic Republic of Congo, hey, please let me know that thing so I can add it to the screen. In the meantime, I'm gonna maybe you could go drink some water, have a snack, do a stretch, do whatever self-care is useful to you. I'll do the same, and I'll see you back here in just a little while. Oops, I think I accidentally just changed this over to the, yep, the booting up screen. That's not what that should look like. I'm back. Had a little snack, refilled my water, lit some incense. Meow. Meow. Alright. You can be up here, just, like, don't interfere with the keyboard. That is the exact thing I told you not to do. Thank you. There apparently is a gold star in here, but I have no idea where it is. I don't think I saw it whatsoever, and we went, like, all the way around the zone. Didn't really run into it. The fact that we have both red and blue lasers up in the air to where they can be pretty easily accessed from anywhere in the courtyard has me tilting my head a little bit, but I don't know what I would do with those things. So again, I'm just going to leave them alone, and we'll come back for the gold stars later. In the meantime, let's take a little break. With an axe. It's a good joke, I think. Because we're gonna go break all of the wooden barriers that we found around the place. Now that we have an axe to do that with. There's one up in the central zone with the tower. There's one down in bunker. I think there's one each in bunkers A and B, and there's one in one of the B puzzle hubs next to that statue. I can't remember which one right now. But that's a different problem. We'll just go into them until we find them. Where the fuck is it? I know it's out here. So there's this little research station looking thing over here. And inside of that, there is this gold star hidden behind a barrier that's locked by a blue receiver. And we saw the blue emitter somewhere, and it was behind one of the like massive wooden slats that we couldn't get into. Let me go up here and see if it's up here. I think it must be. There it is. Fuck you. We still need a connector in order to be able to utilize that, but once we figure out where that is, I presume it's up there in the tower somewhere, we'll be able to work on that. In the meantime, let's go back to A and crack the egg into the bowl. No? where is it? It's over here. Break. And head into the teleporter. And is this another one of the hint gardens? It certainly looks like it. No, don't bump my hand while I'm utilizing the keyboard. This is the exact behavior I want you away from. Yeah, it definitely looks like it because there's a bunch of these Epcot gnomes around the place. So let's, ooh, golly. That's a much more complicated Tetromino puzzle than I was thinking it would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 4 by 10. So now I'm just gonna fiddle fuck around with this for a bit. No, it wouldn't go like that. Hang on. It wouldn't go like that either. No, that's all the exact same problem. Yeah, let's just put the square up in one corner. And sure, we'll do it like that. Oh, hang on. I think this does it. Yeah, this absolutely does it. There we go. Where we opened the dome, we have a connector now. Presumably we'll again do, there's like a structure out in the distance. Presumably we will need to put the thing in the other thing. Oh, we can't even really get over there. Wild. Okay. Hang on. To sate my own curiosity, I'm just gonna go over here. Oh, okay. We're meant to be launched across by a launcher. But first, let's go ahead and listen to this audio log, which is shaped like a harp? A harp.
If you're looking through the archive, you may find people from my time claiming that civilization doesn't really matter, that we'd be better off dead. We have a lot of cynics like that. I hope they seem as absurd to you as they do to me. I hope you can find something in all those files, a song, a book, a movie, maybe a game, just something that you'll love, that makes you realize how much poorer the universe would have been without it. I really hope so, because a lot of people made a lot of sacrifices to preserve it all.
Ah. Two? No? I need to go the other way, except we don't have one that goes the other way. Yeah. If we... no, absolutely not. Well, no, not absolutely not, just probably not. Crud. Okay, no. That's not it. No, no, no. That's not it. It's that same frustration that I was having last time. Where, like, you get all the other pieces into place and you're left with a fucking a 4 square that doesn't actually fit into anything else. That's almost it, except the L's are pointing the wrong way. Yeah. Oh no, that won't leave a space long enough. Ooh, ah. Alright, let's just reset the whole thing. Start over from scratch. How about this? It's a bad idea, but what about it anyway? Yeah, I kind of thought if I took the 2L and the 2J shapes, I could make like a bracket and then shove everything into there, but that's how I'm supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to do it that way. Or, hang on. No. I felt really good about that for like just a second. Or, no, that's the same thing. The L's the wrong way. For the sake of time, should I just fucking look up the solution to this? I kind of feel like the answer is no. It would make me feel bad to do. On the other hand, I don't want fucking around with tetromino puzzles to be the remainder of this stream. Well, no, that little hole is never going to get filled the way I want it to. That be like not really. No, that's gonna leave the, yeah. That's gonna leave spaces on the other side of spaces, in contiguous spaces. I thought about maybe making a joke about getting my holes filled the way I wanted them to, and then decided against it. I needed to preserve brain power for this. A video like this. I mean, if I do it like that, it'll again not connect things. Well, hang on. That looked promising. Well, it did look promising. It just didn't actually. It just didn't actually. Alright. Back to the start. Buh. And also concurrently, fuh. Let's juke on this one. Let's go do one of the other ones. We'll come back to that in a second. I definitely opened one of these already, right? There was a connector in it. Did I pick that up and do anything with it? I don't think I did. Oh, no, there it is. I'm gonna put it right here by the stairs so that I don't lose that. Because I'm gonna need it later. Not quite. Not quite that. But not that. Trying to find where the dang old Z pieces go. That's the part I think that continues to trip me up. Wait. No. And that's the same problem from the other side? Yes, it is. What if we take our line pieces and put them catty corner to each other? Does that do anything useful? Yes it does. I got us there. And there's the laser emitter. It's pointing out towards the structure that we can't currently reach because it's on the other side of the thing. All the way over there. There's a couple more of these. I'm not apologizing for it, it's just the way the game is. So there's just a couple more of these fucking domino puzzles to get through. Okay. Well, you want out? You want to be up over here, or do you want to be let out of the room? I've let the cat out of. I'm still, as I said last time, very glad that the music is pretty in here. Otherwise, I would find it much more frustrating. No, that's just not it at all. There it is. Oops. Crack that open, which gives us a box. Which obviously we need for over here. to put on the thing. That'll set the fan going. Once we actually have the fan blade, presumably that's what's under the Tetramino puzzle that we gave up on. Three fucking Z shapes, huh? Or I'll solve it instantly. Or I'll solve it instantly and it won't be a problem. Sometimes you just need to take a step away. Let me go back and grab that connector. We'll need that, presumably, on the other side of the island. We get launched by the launcher. Sends us over here. There's the connector. Where the fuck is the emitter? It's over there? Yeah. Oh, right, I forgot we're gonna have to do one more here in the mausoleum. Again, I'm like not using these hints. I just kind of want to do the puzzles to have done them. Is this the same series of epitaphs back here? Eratus, that skull, yeah. Give me a second hint. I just kind of want to see who's in the casket, honestly. Like who, after all of this, decided to, like, spend the rest of their whatever it is they have as one of Elohim's messengers. Oh, I don't think we've seen your name on any of the walls. You're Barachiel, Barachiel, _X. Thank you for your service, I suppose. Alright. Let's loop ourselves out of here. And, I just thought of something. Yeah, we don't have the axe. We're gonna have to go back and get the axe from C. And bring it to B. And right now I'm wondering if we do that, does that mean we can't... Does that mean we can't bring the axe with us into B3 or 4, whichever one it was that had a barrier inside one of the puzzle hub levels? Does that mean we'll have to find an axe in there somewhere? Because I don't really like that. So, let's go ahead and grab the axe. And we'll chop out the barrier in the bunker. And then... Before we actually go into the teleporter behind that barrier, we'll go put ourselves in one of into the puzzle hub in B and see if we can actually take the axe in there with us. Because if we can't, we need to figure out something else. Pardon. Here, get back. I don't mind you thinking it, just be respectful. Alright, where's that wooden gate? There you are. Ha-cha. Everybody's eyes are closed. Which fucking hub was it that had the thing in it? Was it 6? I don't think it was 6. It was definitely one of the ones that had a fan in the puzzle. I think it might have been this one. 5? Okay, so first of all, no, it's not this one. This is the one with the star very obviously on top of the obelisk, or very obeliskly on top of the obvious. Oh, did I read these before? I don't think I do. I don't think I have. Whatever's going on here, I'm sure it has something to do with the tower. Everything is telling us not to go there, but everything indicates that we must. She. Unless you're wrong and Elohim's right. Or you're both wrong. Or there is no right. Dog. I think you've been taking the thing in the archive too seriously. She. Alright, so which of these hubs was it? It's not that one. That one doesn't even have a star attached to it. Probably this one? No, this is the one with the connector on top of the pyramid. So was it 7? Oh, yep. Yeah, it was 7. Cause way the fuck over here somewhere. There we go, by that palm tree is the statue where the there's the statue and then there's the thing under here. But I guess I can't. Thanks, Elohim. I guess I can't carry the axe into here. So I'm going to have to find an axe somewhere in here.
And the words made the world. I am the words. The words.
Alright, I can't get out that far in order to do that. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Well, whatever. Let's back out of here and go to that last, hint garden. Oh, this one's not in the sky. This one's, I don't know. It might be in the sky and we just can't see it, but it's in the middle of, like, a canyon. It's fucking gorgeous is the thing. The game environments, they're very pretty. And I love walking around in them. The sequel would go on to do more of this, to the point where it made me sad sometimes. Right, just go ahead and open these Epcots. There's one lasery thing. Over here's... Oh, that jumped up rather quickly. What the fuck is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How much it costs to name by 10? That's not a reference for anybody, and I understand that. And I'm not sorry about it. I just understand what I'm doing. There was this fucking guy in Oklahoma did prank calls on the radio called Roy D. Mercer. Or that wasn't his name, that was a character. Presumably. Definitely he was playing a character. I still don't know whether or not Roy Mercer was his actual government name or not. I would guess no. There was a period of time where we thought that was like the funniest shit in the world. He had CDs, we had those CDs. He did prank call Bill Goldberg from wrestling, because, you know, Goldberg, at the time, I think, lived in Tulsa. Somewhere. I'm not here to dox Bill Goldberg. The funniest part of that particular call to me was the bit where Roy continued to claim, like, I know wrestling isn't, you're not going to beat my ass, because I know wrestling isn't real, except, you know, the Lucha Libre stuff down in Mexico. Just drawing the distinction is very amusing to me. Ah, shit, that almost did it. Let's fucking figure out a place to put these first. There we go. And that doesn't help at all, but... no. Oh, hang on, that did it. There we go. And that opens the other laser thingy. And now presumably we just need connectors to connect those. Which are back here. Or, hang on, let's listen to this, audio log, which is shaped like a mallet.
Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves.
This one's smaller, so it should be easier, but not necessarily finding that to be the case in the moment. Oh, there we go. Excellent, so there's one connector. Let's just go ahead and connect that. Essentially mirrored everything. Emitter to receiver. Wonderful. And now presumably there's another one here on the other side. Yes, there is. Dang, you're tall. We lay it out like that. That do anything? No. Well, that's not going to do it. Well, we put the long pieces down first. See if that helps. Well, helps is a broad term. Oh, that's really close. Harumph. There we go. Sorted it. Now we grab our other connector. And connect that to the connector. You guys put the connector between the receiver and the thing. Oh, right, one more. Keep forgetting. That we need to open the casket also. Over like that, like this, put a box there, put a box there, and then this one's exactly the wrong shape. Great. Precisely what I wanted. Yeah, it's finding the places for the Z shapes is the thing that keeps tripping me up, I think. The fact that there's fucking 4 of them in this puzzle is not particularly making me smile. Well, hang on, that might be getting somewhere. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. There it is. And we open the final of these tombs. Who are you? Sellafield. We've already seen one of the Sellafield line, I think. No, wait, no, we haven't. The first one was Uriel, and then we just saw... Started with a B, don't remember, but we've seen your notes already. Alright. Thanks. Let's, well, you know, it's almost time to call it quits for the evening, so I'm not gonna go back to the central hub because I just really like this particular space. It's nice. So I'm gonna call the stream here. Thank you to anyone who stopped in, check out the stream. Thank you to anyone watching this as a VOD. I have been September of the Free Association. And yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do more of this. I'll probably finish up Sea Bunker, and we'll have a look around for whatever gold stars we can find. We'll see how that goes. Oh, right. My friend Gail is streaming. I believe they are streaming, that he is streaming. Stalker Anomaly? Definitely one of the Stalker games. I think it's Anomaly. So I'm gonna send a raid over there. If I can remember how to do that. Let me double check what your thing is. Oh, I forgot to do my boost. I'll finish this thing that I'm doing right now. Nope, it's not that. It's not Stalker, it's a wildcard stream. I am looking for the go live notification. Oh no, it is more Stalker Anomaly. Okay, and that's the raid going out. Until next time, love you, keep yourself safe, find something to do and do it, and I'll see you later.